Hello there. Welcome back to Story Garden. Wonderful to see you on this episode. In today's episode, I would like to discuss with all of you how to convert our lowest point and leverage that lowest point in our life and convert into a tipping point and thrive. Let me give you an example from my own life, how I had a privilege of, taking my lowest point and make a mission for my life, and which has changed, and that has become a tipping point which has changed my discourse or my trajectory of my career and life. So as I said previously, I acquired vision impairment by birth and people used to read things for me, but eventually I went to study masters in English literature in one of the very reputed universities in the country, and I took English literature, and in the course one day we were asked to read Vikram Seth's Suitable Boy. That day when we were asked to read that, and in a week's time we had to go back to class and discuss that book, nobody could read that book to me. Till then, always my friends were supporting me, doing stuff, because I'm privileged to have wonderful friends from the childhood. Even in this case, it's not that I did not have good friends. They were very good friends. They were reading out to me even till late night and all that. But this particular book, because the volume of the book is so huge, so nobody could read it out to me. But till then, I had great friends and everybody was supporting me. I felt this needed to change. Why? I'll tell you. When I was on the university campus, and I know that I had access to wonderful amenities like gym or sports and library and all of that, so many amenities, but I couldn't use any of those amenities simply because I was always looking out for a friend or somebody who could read out, align my schedule with them so that they can read things to me. I felt after this lowest point, when I couldn't go to class, I felt depressed. I felt this is not the way I want to lead my life. I cried a lot and said, I need to change this. That gave me a trigger saying that, why are you cribbing? Why are you not doing enough to see how you can get out of this situation? So that lowest point has given me a spark which led to eventually a tipping point. I called one of my cousins who happens to be in Bangalore that time, working as a software engineer. I called him, look, I heard about this talking computer, being available for blind. I want to learn how, I want to know how I can learn the talking computer. There's nothing like talking computer. It's just a quote unquote regular computer with screen reader. But those days, I thought there is something talking computer blind can use and all that. So he did some research thanks to his, interest in my growth. So he found a wonderful organization called Enable India, where I came and learned computers. And I say computers are eyes for visually impaired, because I have experienced in my life after learning computers, my trajectory, the way my routine has changed a lot, because then I went back to do the masters, second year masters. I was not depending on my friends much. I was able to take some notes and, scan books and read all of that. And eventually I saw, from somebody who was depending on to read newspaper every day in childhood, now today I manage my finances, manage my, reading, booking, travel. My wife and I raise a child. Of course, my wife happens to be sighted, but I do take interest in, shopping, buying things for my son, because I take pride in taking little responsibilities to make sure that we are in, equal relationship. So why I'm saying all of this? If that lowest point would not have happened to me, I don't know when I would have learned computer. But most importantly, and why I'm calling that my lowest point as a tipping point, because I experienced how powerful it is to learn computers for a blind, and that has become a mission for me. Eventually at work, I had, apart from working on employment and livelihoods for persons with disability, one of the things that I had a fortune or privilege to work on is to build a collective in the space of visual impairment called CM Million. which is about transforming visually impaired into active citizens and nation builders through digital empowerment. So my lowest point of me not being able to do things on my own led at my work innovate a collective or bring up a collective that will enable people like me, visually impaired, to gain digital literacy skills and become independent. I'm sure as you are listening to me, you are also thinking how in your life, how your lowest point has given you, how you could leverage that and turned into a milestone or a tipping point for your. Please do share that in comment section. We'll be happy to learn from you. I think let's focus on converting our lowest points into tipping points and celebrate the human spirit. And I'm copying this line from Enable India. Thank you, Enable India, for giving me that courage, that spark in me to be able to do things what I did. And looking forward to seeing your comments. And thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and see you on the next episode.